At Inspire, it's our heart to see youth rise and to stretch towards their full potential, to do the things that God has created them to do. I remember when God planted the idea in my mind to inspire youth to overcome struggle, to be influencers in their world. In September 2017, I was at a youth conference where there were over 400 Indigenous youth gathered in Saskatoon, and there was a young man, 14 years old, so gifted in preaching. Well, in the next 6 months, it was amazing to see how God brought together the pieces and the volunteers and the people who could conceive of this dream continuing, and that was just the beginning.
Wow, what a year that was. It was so many unknowns, and started with some conversations and maybe like a bit of a dream. Caitlin asked me and my wife to put together a whole bunch of volunteers for this event that we had never done before and didn't really know what it was going to look like, but it was so cool to see how God brought together tons of leaders from so many different places, and just to see people exercising their gifts, and to see so many volunteers come from all these different backgrounds because they believe in young people. I'm a youth pastor, and our students are constantly looking forward to the Inspire conference. They're always asking, when are we going to that Inspire thing? One student in particular, he's often missing class, definitely not a go-getter type, but he loves coming to Inspire. After the Inspire conference, he's singing the songs, he's listening to the music, and he just loves it.
I hopped on this crazy Inspire train in 2018, having no idea what was ahead of me. And then suddenly in 2019, I was the one given the vision for this conference, and I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. And all these hidden insecurities came up, like, what if nobody wanted to come? What if I was the one that held God back? And I remember on the final day of early bird registration, when hardly anyone was registered yet, and 400 kids registered on that day alone. And when 700 kids walked through the doors on the day of the conference, I couldn't believe that they actually came. I was astounded at the beauty of God's church, and that He was the one that did this. And I heard the Holy Spirit whisper to me, perhaps you were made for such a time as this. And I saw our team living out the unique purpose and vision that God had given each one for their specific role in this conference.
I joined the Inspire team in 2019, and I got to be the Inspire Girl leader. I got to see God speak to teenage girls in ways that they had never experienced before. It just got me so excited for 2020. And like most of the world, 2020 was not what I imagined it would be. We went from literally a conference of 1,000 youth to a lockdown in the span of a week. And even in that, we still wanted to do something to inspire youth and support our community. And so we decided to do something we called the Inspire a Girl Project. We partnered with local sellers to create boxes filled with goodies and resources that just told the story of the gospel. And it was so wild. We sold over 200 of them. And then we realized we could do something we had never done before, which was bring Inspire to our youth's homes. And so we created Inspire Camp, which we ran fully on Zoom, and it was so amazing. We had youth from all over Canada, the States, and even Mexico join us. And I was just so blown away to see how God just proved Himself so faithful, even in a pandemic. This year, I was the Inspire Girl Camp coordinator. We got to run camp in a brand new way. We had girls from ages 8 to 18 join us either online or in person. It was such a powerful week. We got these world-class speakers to come in and speak confidence and identity over these girls. And we also had them do crafts and play games, and got them all a box of goodies for their week at camp. It is just so wild to see how God took a Google Doc of ideas and exceeded my every expectation.
In October 2020, we held our first live and online conference, and we were able to connect very diverse communities from across Canada, and we had over 500 participating from across the country, sharing their voices, giving their impact, listening to youth panels speak about issues that matter today, including reconciliation. While we are facing all kinds of limitations, as we experience this pandemic. This was an amazing example of how people can be brought together in a time when we are looking for connection.
Moving forward, I believe God is going to use Inspire Our Nation to speak life into young people who are broken, who feel hopeless, and He's going to restore them. Not just so that they can experience life to the fullest, but so that they can bring hope, reconciliation, and restoration to those around them.
I believe that God is going to use Inspire to instill confidence in the next generation of girls to stand secure in their identity and empower them to live lives of influence.
Moving forward, I believe that God is going to use Inspire to unify and equip His church to inspire youth across Canada.
Inspire started as a seed, but moving forward, it's continuing to multiply as gifted, dedicated, passionate leaders step into God's vision for youth to be inspired, to overcome struggles, and to influence their world for Jesus.